Hi.
What is your mood ahead of the new season? Same excitement, hunger as ever?
Yep. Isn't it good? So no, it is. So all seasons are different. You never know what will happen. You never big expectations, dreams, all this kind of stuff. And from now on, we can be a bit more influential. So because everything else is nice and important, what we did now in the last few weeks. But the real tests coming now. So
what will be different from you this season, do you feel? Particularly when we hear Trent saying he sees this season as being a bigger challenge because of the expected improvement, not just from City, but from Chelsea, Spurs and Arsenal.
And United.
And United.
And Newcastle. And somebody sitting now at home and thinks, if we are alive, oh, you forgot us. So, no, that's how it is. Huh? It's always like this. Of course, the season is finished. You make an analyze or not, and then it's already clear. So the next one will be more difficult. That's how it is. But it's yes, all the teams. I think all the teams improved pretty much. Everybody tries to improve in the transfer market, using experience from last season. And these kind of things, and then but the only thing we can really or have to think about is our own stuff, and that's what is necessary anyway. If the other teams wouldn't do anything better than the last year, for example, and it was difficult enough, then we have to improve anyway, and that's what we try. Little tweaks, little like building on the stuff we know we can do. And getting there a bit more variety and stuff like this, being more dominant in moments with and without the ball. So a lot of football stuff we were thinking about, and we tried to help the boys to do that it becomes natural. Let me say like this, with training sessions. Enjoyed the pre-season, most part of it, and yeah. So I'm positive, but that's the problem. It's a bit my nature. So we will see.
How do you view the test that you face on the first day as well? There's been obviously quite a bit of business done between the two clubs over the recent period.
Yeah, but it's a bit. It's like with Southampton or whatever in the past. Yeah, Fulham is doing really well. So and did last year extremely well. I met Marco now at a managers' meeting in London, and yeah. Getting promoted by playing football is for me one of the hardest things to do in this championship. I didn't ever play all football, but being a real football playing side, more possession, all these kind of things, not that much. Set pieces are important, but not the main thing, all these kind of things. So it gets all my respect, and that's what Fulham did. With a really good team, but now they obviously have, well, Fabio was an important part of that team. Harry is an important part of that team. I think he's injured, so these kind of things are, well, of course, difficult. And you know, in the week before we play a team, or a few days before we play a team, I read a little bit about them, and not only watch games, but read a little about them, and then you see that is obviously they think they have still a few problems to solve in the transfer market. So, but. It's not. I'm not sure. Third for sure. Maybe the fourth time in a row that we play the champion of the last championship season, which is always like full of confidence. The opponent now it's away. Fulham will be tough. Definitely will be a completely different game. I'm happy that we played the City game, to be honest, because we gave out a little bit of a hint where we are. But it's a completely different game, and we have to be ready for that.
Just to check, has there been anything to change your mind over adding further to your squad before that deadline?
Yeah, in a moment, yes. We have too many injuries, that's true. But in a moment, nothing changed. So it's a lot of unlucky situations. Like started with Craven, started with Diogo. Like pretty much, one was injured, the other one got a re-injury. He was not 100% clear as well when he You know, there's no criticism, because when you make a story of everything what I say, but it's like this. He's with the national team. Both of them are with the national team. There's a diagnosis. We get the diagnosis. We cannot now. We trust the diagnosis. That's completely normal. But you are then not in a full process all the time. The national team takes over in moments. We try to step in as early as possible. So, but for Diogo, man, it was obviously slightly too early. Or the injury was different in the first place. So they're already fine. It's like in a few weeks' time they will be back, but they were not in the preseason, which is not cool. Then Costas, obviously unlucky in a training situation, but I saw him now. He was out on the pitch, so he might be, in his opinion anyway, might be ready to train next week, which is helpful. Ibu in a challenge in the game against Strasbourg. What happened there? We have to see how long it will take. But he's out for a while. So these kind of things. It's and I forgot now 100%. Oxley, of course, and these kind of things. So that's not cool. But we cannot solve the problem that we have for 4 weeks with a transfer for a full year. That makes now, in a moment at least, no sense for us. But the transfer window is open. So we will see, but the plans don't go in that direction.
Can I just complete the
yes.
Well, hopefully fit players. Alisson?
Fine.
He's okay. Curtis, do we know, is there any update on how Curtis is? I know he's still got the boots on.
Yeah, so we hope with Curtis we call the right moment. That's just how it is with young players. They have some kind of stress reactions in sometimes, and then they go over it because it's not massive pain, but it could lead to something serious. We caught it early, but still have to be careful now. And that's it with him. He's not in.
And Naby still?
Naby's ill. No, I think he will be back today, the first day. So I underestimated that a little bit. So as I said, he will definitely be fine, but. He came yesterday in, and still some little symptoms, no COVID, but it's not right, and I guess that he will be back today, but that is not his.
Well.
Sorry.
You touched on Kevin Kelleher.
Yeah.
How is he? Is he?
Oh, he's still a few weeks away.
Yeah. I know you mentioned Fabio briefly there, but obviously with him being Fulham as well, it seems a good time to ask about him, about how he's settling in and how ready he is to push for that first team place. Top,
both great. He's a top player. I really love it. Massive talent, really good kid, and really happy to have him. So very important for us, because we count on this age group as well. We don't wait now say until they are 22, 23 or whatever, and then we use them. No. He's ready, like Harvey is ready in a similar age group. So that's really cool, and we all need luck in life as well, like with injury and stuff like this, but without that he will be a really important player for us.
Thank you. Carl, you mentioned it.
I was going to ask you about Diogo Jota signing his contract. How important is that for him to sign the contract, and how excited are you to have him back in your squad as well?
I don't have him back in my squad, but I will be then very excited when I have him back. Also, I had breakfast with him this morning, so sometimes it must be enough. Top. Recommitment to the club. He's not even close to his limit. There's so much more to come. He's a very smart person and smart player. Delivered already, can improve a lot. Really excited about that. It's really good news for the club. It's good news for him as well, because we are a pretty good club. But it's a really win-win situation. Can't wait to work with him again. So it was like this preseason didn't happen too often, or not at all. It was one session actually. But it's good having him around, because he's quite a character. A really early in his life already. A really responsible person, reasonable person. So he knows what to do to be successful in different areas, and it's good to have him.
You all say that the league season is a marathon, not a sprint, but it feels like there's going to be 2 mini seasons with the World Cup in the middle of it. Do you feel like it might be like a sprint to the line twice this season, or is it important to treat this still like a marathon?
So the second part is definitely no sprint. Because that's from 26th of December, I think it's the first game then, until May. That's no sprint. Until then, we will see. What does it mean if it's a sprint? I understand the questions. I can't see a real answer. I didn't hear it yet that somebody said, yeah, it's a sprint. We have to prepare completely different. We didn't. Prepared like we had to. We prepared. No, we didn't prepare. I don't know exactly the amount of games. 15, 16 games. We prepared like we prepare. Because I'm not smart enough to do that for 16 games, to be honest. And for the players who have then a break, it's not a problem. It's rather good. It's like a winter break, which I had when I was a player in Germany a lot, like 4 weeks winter breaks and stuff like this. For them, it's good. We know how to deal with that. The problem are the players who play the World Cup and that for a long time. That's just it's it's just not okay. But it's decided long ago for the, how everybody says, the right reasons. That's it. If you go to the final at the World Cup, and if you win it or lose it, will there be played a game for third place as well at this World Cup? Yeah. So if you reach a semi-final, then you are already we are quite busy, and then the rest starts a week later. But with these things, it's really I was not angry at all before I came in, but when we start talking about it, I really get angry, because, and with you as well, because you in my opinion, you misunderstand your job in these moments. And I say we wrote it and stuff like this, but in the end, my problem is that as much as everybody knows it's not right, nobody talks often enough about it that it will be changed. Something has to change. You cannot just top class players constantly watch them. Oh my God, are they great? It doesn't work. And there's a definite. It's like with the climate. We all know we have to change, but nobody's really, well, what do we have to do and stuff like this. And I'm in that as well, no doubt about that. But it was really why we wouldn't talk about that and just do it properly and say, ladies and gentlemen, FIFA, UEFA, stop. Premier League, FA, blah, 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 please start talking to each other. There must be one meeting where they all sit together. And the only subject should be the most important part of this game, the players. And that didn't happen yet. Because the managers we are on a jump seat pretty much. We are in, out. Why should we be concerned? Usually manager, why should they be concerned about long-term effects, stuff like this? Now I'm a bit longer here, some others as well, so we talk from time to time about it, but all the rest has its own interest, and that makes it not easier. So this World Cup happens in the wrong moment, for the wrong reasons, but everything is fine.
Malcolm.
Jurgen,
Hi.
just wondering what you think the plan is for Darwin Nunez in terms of, is he now ready to start a Premier League game? Is he, like Chris Fabio Diaz came in January, almost made an immediate impact? Other players who you signed have often taken a while to be integrated. Where do you see Darwin on this scale?
In our situation, anyway, Darwin is ready. But does that mean he has to start? I don't know. That's not about that. So we have obviously still different options, and that's what we'll use. And Darwin needs time to get used to a lot of things, but he is already a real help, and went really quick, to be honest, from the first game where I thought, oh, what are we doing with him? Not because of him, but because of the parts we played for him. So it was a proper pre-season training session for him, and the first game, when you gave him a lot of runs to do. But now, obviously, it's completely settled. He said it himself. He was very nervous in the beginning. That's, I think, from my point of view, that's very. I sympathise with that a lot, and it's normal, completely normal. You could see that, but it settled pretty quickly because the team really, all the players, not only Spanish talking, but it's Spanish speaking, but took him under their wings, and that was very helpful. So he feels very, very home after a short period. So he had already impact. We scored in the first final we could have played, so that's fine, and but the work will not stop here. So, but he's in the best possible place.
Talking to a couple of players after the City game, they're saying that Roberto Firmino seems to have been not looking after him, but has got quite present with him. How much influence could he be on his development?
On whose development?
On Darwin's development, sorry. Can Nunez what can Nunez learn from Firmino?
They're completely different players. They like each other. They talk a lot to each other about different players. What do you mean? Dealing with situations. I don't understand this, to be honest. So like, one player teaches another player what. So it's about, they're both from South America, like each other a lot. Both are offensive players, can play different positions. What can you learn? Bobby is 6'7". Before I arrived, people probably thought Bobby is not the player he was since then. So don't know if that would help. Now I don't even know if Bobby can remember that. Hopefully not. Apart from that, Bobby is an exceptional player. Has his absolute own way of playing football. Imagine how Bobby would try to play like Darwin or the other way around. So a bit strange. It's not necessary. No, as a person, yes, definitely like they all do. But as a player, I'm not sure.
Anything else for the open section, James?
Yeah, let's check. Will Canate's injury have any influence back with Matt Phillips? Will he now keep him around as a couple?
Yeah, probably. Will influence the transfers. Yeah, outgoing transfers, I would say.
Thank you so much for joining us on this video. Do drop a like and share it on social media if you enjoyed. And if you want more from us, please do consider joining Redmen Plus, our Liverpool streaming service. Get access to documentaries about Liverpool legends, past and present, interviews with Liverpool legends, past and present, and more Redmen shows each and every week in video and in podcast. It's redmenplus.com.